It's the back nine of the Blue Bay LPGA. Who will lift the trophy come day's end? Bailey Tardy. It was a string of pars for the American. 27 years old, ranked 169. She has the lead by 2. Who could possibly spoil her party? Sarah Schmelzel, her good friend, another American enjoying an excellent year on tour. Her 6th season, has played her way into contention, but she finds herself 2 back. And how about the young Canadian, Savannah Grewal, a 64 on Saturday to leap into contention. 3 birdies so far in her round and keeping her chances very much alive. And then the steady, super consistent Ayaka Footaway. 11 under par, 4 under for the round. The 23-year-old from Kobe, Japan is making moves. And who could ever rule out Minjee Lee, a champion here back in 2016, the Australian ranked number 5. She only has eyes on the trophy. And Ruixin Liu, could she deliver for her home fans? 3 birdies on the bounce for the player who hasn't played any golf in the last 3 months, but finding form. Now Lydia Ko is going to need some magic on the back 9. Outward half of 38 for the world number 7, looking for a place in history to be inducted into the LPGA Hall of Fame. But very quickly, the Kiwi is 5 off the pace.
Beautiful playing conditions out here. Bailey Tardy has bombed that down the right-hand side. It's going to carry all the way to the ridge. Sets herself up in good shape.
And just the 3 wood there for Bailey Tardy. Most difficult hole on the golf course, this 10th, long par 4, plays back into the prevailing breeze, winds its way around to the left, really starts to narrow up in the landing zone, about 260, 265. Most players hitting driver because it is into the wind, but Bailey Tardy taking the 3 wood because she is long off the tee. The flag over on the left-hand side today. That water really comes into play with the second, certainly with the wind off the right as well, but you can feed it in from the right-hand side of the slope there. Just a difficult hole. Make 4 here, you're very pleased.
Sarah Schmelzel now on the tee, and this is going more down the left-hand side. Might find that ridge. It does just drop away onto a lower plateau.
It's actually a much shorter second shot from over there.
Yeah, might be a bit of a steep downslope. We go up to the green. Grewal chipping back towards it. Lots of room to use.
She actually reminds me of when you're a junior having a chipping comp with your friends. Anytime you're off the green, you pull out the sand wedge and no fear.
Lydia Ko now. This is coming down the right-hand side. She's not as long a hitter as the other 2, so it's going to be a much longer shot in for Lydia.
Tough to tell from that angle. Whether it stayed on the fairway. There's a little bit of a flange out there we can't see as we go up to the green. Up and over for Liu. Left to right for a birdie. Should straighten out right at the end. So the birdie run comes to an end, but it comes to an end with a par at 10, which feels like a birdie.
It certainly does, yes. A par on 10 is a good job. A job well done. Foot away. This now. Her second to the 12th. She's 11 under par. Very easy to come up short with the whole location where it is, because anything long and you're looking at a 90-foot putt, this green all slopes away from you. Keep up, Mikey.
He's trying. She's got quite the hot foot away. We go to Minjee Lee, putting back towards it, trying to get to -12 alongside Savannah Grewal, who she's playing alongside. So again, just the par, but needs to start stitching a few together if she's going to have any chance this afternoon. Take a look at her putting stats.
What we can glean from that is anything over 100 feet of putts made. For those of you watching wherever you are around the world, try holding 100 feet of putts in a round. That is good going. So anything in excess of 100 on the LPGA Tour is a great day out.
And you have to work hard for those long putts around this golf course. There's so many tiers, way more than normal. If you're outside 20, 25 feet, you've got something between you and the flag. Good par for Liu. So if they go to the par 3.
Fierce competitor, isn't she, Ruixin Liu?
Yeah, she's had a 31 on the Thursday afternoon on the back 9, so she knows how to get the job done. A little bit of work there, though, for Footaway.
And with Lydia Ko, palm tree in the picture, Sandy.
Yeah, there is. That's annoying, isn't it? It's not very helpful because she's 195 out. 182. Now, this wind is a bit bizarre today because this is now directly behind her. She carries a 5 hybrid 192, and she's got the hybrid in hand. Going to have to be very careful of that palm tree. Not so easy.
Gripping way down on this.
Just keeping it down as well. It's going well to the right-hand side. Yeah, just coming up short there.
That was so close
Yeah.
to the palm tree on the way by.
Well, it had to be because that palm tree was well and truly in line.
The action from the final group on the 10th fairway. Lydia Ko, short right in 2. Most difficult par 4 out here. Most difficult hole out here today. All about the second shot, Sandy.
It is. And Bailey Tardy's going to go next. 168. Now she carries her 6 iron 170. So just stepping back one here. She doesn't want all of that. Just going with the 7. Breeze is behind her a little from the right. She just play this out to the right a little bit and bring it back. That's pretty well right. That's going to want to get all the right bounces. It's going to be a fair way from the flag.
Certainly outside striking distance, you'd think. Well, we
Yes.
saw a hole, an amazing one down 13 yesterday.
Sarah Schmelzel's the next to go. Now, she's gone very tight on the left-hand side. She's only got 153, and she's going with an 8 iron. She's certainly taken the short way home. Oh, bringing this in very, very low. A little bit right of the flag. It's going to... Oh, did that get a decent bounce?
It has, and it has run off through the back. But look, what a big difference it makes. Ko going in with a 5 hybrid. Schmelzel 8 iron. Took the Tiger line. Not much club in hand, but not the greatest result for the American. Well, Ruixin Liu has really found some form. It's been 3 birdies, 7, 8, 9, par at 10. Can she get close on 11?
The tee's been moved up, as has the flag, though. Further back.
Has nothing to lose, does she, Ruixin Liu? Playing in front of her home fans, playing with Dad, there he is, the caddy, but hasn't played any golf, competitive golf, so this is the first outing with a scorecard in her hand.
Since week 45 of last year. A distant memory. She's done a lot of good work in the off-season, though, clearly, as we go to 13 with the Food Away.
This player's played plenty of golf. Played every single LPGA event so far. 5th event of 2024. Footaway's been in them all.
And already she's got 2 fourths, a 23rd, and an 8th.
Yeah.
Just keeps racking up the good results. Seems happy enough with that one. We return to 11. Taking dead aim here, Minjee Lee. Is it the club? Oh, it certainly is. Very nearly perfect, in fact.
Well, you've got to love the aggressive nature, the way she is attacking the golf course today, Minjee Lee. Going for the par 5s in 2, going for any drivable par 4s and attacking the par 3s as well.
Is this going to be the turning point?
Shot, mate.
It was a good shot. The voice of Brad Beecher there. It's close enough she could kick it in with her bag.
Is everybody called mate?
Many are. Now, Savannah Grewal. I like that little hold-off finish, just trying to draw it in. She's obviously comfortable with the shot shape riding that wind. That was straight over at 2.
Now, I don't know about you, but I fancy that playing on the LPGA Tour in the final group and having a chance to win is a little bit better than the final year at college.
Yeah. I like the fact that she's hanging in the, that penultimate group out of the spotlight. They're not having to deal with the pressures of the final group. I always think for first-time winners, you often see them come from other groups and race through the field to get it. Little work ahead of Lydia Ko. That was her 3rd.
Needs to land this on and let it release. Doesn't want any check on it.
So call it about maybe 7 feet for her par. I think she thought it might have scampered up and over a little bit more, like Sandy said. Now, Schmelzel.
Awkward. Ball well above her feet. And she's just got to pop it on the downslope here, a little to the right of the flag, because it should kick a little right to left. Got a very lofted club in her hand. Just going to get this moving there. Settle down.
Keep working, keep working.
Pretty good result.
Interesting how this leaderboard has fluctuated throughout the day. At the beginning of the show, we thought that Ko would do her Ko things as Lydia does and put the foot down as she has done the past couple of rounds. But that final charge hasn't eventuated for Lydia Ko. It's 2 over par. Meanwhile, Minjee Lee, the world number 5, well, she climbs to within 3. 2 good 2s there on the scorecard for the Australian. Is she going to be number 1 this year, Ali?
Oh, yeah. Well, I'd be amazed if she doesn't get there. I said that at the start of the week. She looks different than she did at the start of last year. That was when she was having the putting woes. Everything just looks so good for Minjee in 2024. Very much so a complete player. Putting's turned into a strength now as we go back down to our leader by 2 and Bailey Tardy from long range at 10.
Yeah, it is long range and coming up through this little gully up onto this next level. Should be some left to right as it gets towards the flag. Oh, that will want to keep going. That never looked like it was going to make it from the moment it was hit.
Well, Bailey Tardy is certainly keeping her emotions in check. Work left in that par punt.
Or at least seemingly is.
Yes.
I think it's the duck on the water.
It could be very right. Oh, come on! Oh, what a chance. Ruchin Liu was down on her knees. That was for a 2.
And she's playing with a lot of emotion, which is so much fun to watch. Has the luxury of doing that now. She's chasing after dropping those 3 shots in the stretch from 2 to 4. She's got them all back and then some. Very nearly another one then. She's having fun out there, which I think you need to do with the crowds. You've got to use them as the 15th club in the bag. We'll go back to Lydia Ko.
Well, we've got 3 extremely important putts here. Lydia can't afford to miss this, or she's really putting herself out of it. And then Bailey and Sarah up there in the lead and just chasing, both need theirs for par.
Yeah, well done, Lydia Ko, holding on. It looks like the Kiwi is going to be too far back. The world number 7 is 5 adrift of the lead. It was a sluggish opening half of 2 over par. And it's that club that has let her down in this final round. There's 3 6-foot putts that Lydia has missed.
Bailey Tardy, it's crucial she gets this just to keep the momentum going after coming off an eagle on 8, then birdie on the previous hole. She doesn't want to drop one here. Ooh, okay, that might make things more interesting yet again.
Well, it certainly makes things interesting, but that's not what Bailey Tardy was after. That is a bogey on the hardest hole on the course. She was second at Q Series in 2022, Bailey Tardy, to earn her card last year, so it's only her second full year on tour. 4th, though, last year at the US Open at Pebble Beach. Certainly got the game. The question is, can she hold on? It's now 1 shot.
Just outside the comfort zone here for Sarah Schmelzel. Don't think she'll want to give the hole away. Maybe left edge.
Solid from Schmelzel. It's a par, and the lead is reduced to 1. Schmelzel is now chasing, and so is this player from Canada, Savannah Grewal.
Just to get within 1.
She's got that lovely bounce, hasn't she?
She looks like she's enjoying it,
Yeah.
which I think is just so incredibly important. I like seeing women on the golf course that back themselves, that have a bit of ego. I think sometimes it's stamped out of us that we need to be humble, and I like the look of her and the way she's going about it today and yesterday.
Like the cut of her jib, keeping her chances alive. There she is, Savannah Grewal from Canada. Hardly played on the LPGA Tour. Last year was at college. Now having a chance to lift a trophy. It's 2024. Could she become a first-time winner and the first winner from Canada to win here at Blue Bay? Certainly has an opportunity. The 12th tee and Savannah Grewal.
I like the way she sets up to the ball. She actually sets up with the tee on the toe of the driver and reaches her hands towards it. Generally, whenever players do that, they're trying to hit a draw. Promotes kind of an in to out swing path a little bit more. Shut club face. Off it goes for Minjee Lee. You do want to be in the short grass, and she is.
She's proving how world-class she is this week by really having her B game, doesn't she? She's not on firing on all cylinders, and here she is 12 under right there, only 2 back.
Aside from that first round, that 65 where she equaled her own course record, it's been B minus perhaps with her lofty standards.
Jeez, you guys are tough, aren't you?
She's just very good. It's been one of everything on this hole for Ruxin Liu this week.
Liking what she sees, Ruxin Lee, and that will hurtle down the right-hand side of the fairway. All about the second shot here on 12. Well, there's been some good crowds following the leaders throughout the course of this championship. They've come out in their droves to catch a glimpse of the action. See the best players from the LPGA. We're here on Hainan Island, It's the southernmost province of China, not far off the coast of Vietnam, an island just south of Hong Kong. Lots of world-class golf courses, that's for sure. And we are here at Jian Lake. Well, the Rolex World Rankings, and there have been 18 players from 9 different countries that have held the #1 spot, and that's since the Rolex Rankings began back in 2006. Best player was Lorena Ochoa. Changed a bit since then. The great Mexican has stepped away from the game. Retired, but Lilia Vu, who was in this championship, but unfortunately had to withdraw with a back injury.
Yeah, but you look at that page, Nelly Corder, Ronnie Yin, Jen Young Ko, Lydia Ko, they've all held the top spot. So competitive in women's golf. We go to 11 with Schmelzel.
Well, what breezes here is helping them. It has died down a little bit though, Sarah Schmelzel. This is with 8 iron, just fractionally to the left of the flag. Looks like it'll be okay though.
Sure. It's more than okay. That'll be a good opportunity for Schmelzel. Well, they've moved the tee up today at 11. It's only 156 yards. Awkward flag, 4 paces from the back, 4 paces from the right. And with the breeze off the right, you would think that would make it pretty tough. But if you can hold it up against that breeze, that ridge short of the flag and to the left of the flag, that can feed the ball close to it. We saw it with a yak a foot away, and it's averaging under its par of 3. Lydia Ko now on the tee. Right side of the tee, she'll be trying to hold it up against that breeze, Sandy.
Yeah, just going with one more here for Lydia. She's a fraction shorter than the other two, but that'll do. Yeah, so this is a really good looking shot. It is right on the money.
It really was, Sandy. All over it. Wedge in her hand for a foot away. This will be close.
Chances are, yeah, this is at 13. Pins in the back middle today. She's over to the left. That was not the strike that she was after. Leading edge dug in.
Kiss of death from the commentary box right there. Sure she'll make the par.
And it's an 8 iron for Bailey Tardy. And again, just to the right of the flag, breeze bringing it back. This is all over it again. Beautiful shot.
Bailey Tardy. Wowzers.
And she's going to get a read off the other 2 putts as well. She has hit some fantastic iron shots today.
Oh, this is incredibly tricky. Down the left for Savannah Grewal. The green's actually up over that second palm tree in the distance. You can see she's going to have to bend this a long way.
Yeah, and it's a front pin as well.
Settle. She's done pretty well there.
Yeah.
Anything around that front left quadrant is it's not overly difficult for an up and down. It's much better than the alternatives, let me tell you, especially long.
Well, this is the perfect position in which to operate from for Minjee Lee. Not only a good angle, but ball slightly above her feet will help her turn it in from right to left. And not for the first time this week, she's come up short. And I think she's got a tougher pitch from down there than what Savannah Grewal does from left.
I'm with you, because I think she's got part of that ridge to deal with too. Only 2 shots back. I wonder if she'll know that the lead has taken a step towards her.
Got to be impressed with Ruxin Liu and the way she's bounced back. It's not easy playing in front of your home fans with such high expectations. A lot of those expectations are self-inflicted too. And a good flag here, Ali.
Yeah, it's really nice. It's only I'm going to say 15-foot radius around it that you can use. She's going to try and draw this in, ball slightly above her feet. And more green out to the right than left. Oh. You little beauty.
Well, if she pops that in, the deficit is 2. And you wouldn't bet against her, would you? Ruchin Liu is playing like there's nothing to lose, everything to gain, firing it at the pin.
Pitch mark was within 3 or 4 inches off the hole there. It'll be a quick one down the hill, but she's held much longer putts than that already today.
Foot away for par. Which makes up for it, Kate.
Yes, she certainly does. I said it was an exquisite short game.
And the scorecard remains blemish-free, courtesy of that. She's in a share of 5th right now.
Yeah,
4 under for the day.
Oh, and also, Ali, she's going to fly under the radar, isn't she, Ayaka foot away? Post a score early. It's now to stay at 4 under for Yu Liu. Was not sure if that was going to go in. I wasn't very happy about it, that's for sure. Too far back in this championship.
Let's take a look at 12. Straight away, long par 4. That's 394 yards of it today. And you really do want to be on the fairway to have any kind of control on the second shot because there's not much green to use. Seen many find it so far. It's a little bit of a valley from right to left that you walk down, then you walk up to a bisected green that has this huge ridge running through the middle. And pin today on that front left quadrant. Only 4 players have made birdie there so far. A ridge to the right as well. To what? Austin Kim, Anna Nordquist, Ronnie Yin and Yan Liu did, if you can. Countrywoman, Ruchin, in tight too.
These greens are something else, aren't they? How do you characterise them? Having been here all week, and we've been here at previous editions, they're like something we've never seen before.
The word lively springs to mind.
They're brutal, but you can use them to your advantage at times as well. We've seen that. But then you can get out of position like Minjee Lee is here.
I think she's on the upslope, so that will help. Slide the club underneath, maybe land it on a slight downslope, but it's going to be Grewal to go first. I think she'll bounce this on.
Oh. She's great around the greens with the lob wedge in hand or sand wedge. Flies it right up there, creates some spin.
Good wrap from Lydia. She'll know exactly what's happening. I know she says she doesn't like to look at leaderboards, but the caddy knows what's going on. Well, she'll quickly know because her playing partners are ahead of her. She's got to start finding some birdies.
Has reached for loft, Minjee Lee, and for good reason. That is a beautiful golf shot.
2 victories last year for Minjee. Kroger Queen City Championship and then that BMW Ladies Championship, defeating Alison Lee in a playoff.
Still in search of her first Schmelzel. This to join Tardy at -14.
Both hit good putts, just overread it ever so slightly.
She's had 3 looks at it now, Tardy. There's a putt for a 2 coming herself.
Big chance now for Ruchin Liu. Stumbled on the front 9, the Chinese player. Made a bogey at the second, and it was a double bogey out of nowhere on 4. But has climbed her way back into contention with those 3 birdies on the bounce from 7 onwards.
And it's a quick putt from above the hole here. Should actually move a little bit to her left from the shoulder of the green on the left-hand side. Move within 2. Went the other way. And wasn't really hit with authority either.
Well, what does this back 9 hold? What will happen? Because this is a big opportunity now for Tardy.
And in it goes. She's restored a 2-shot lead just like that. used the teach from the previous 2 putts and used it well.
Funny, isn't it? 7 pars to start the day. Eagle birdie, bogey birdie since.
Savannah Grewal's tapped in at 12, so she stays at -12. This is stay at 10 under for Lydia Ko.
Well, I think we thought so much was going to happen with Lydia today, on the brink of history. Opportunity with a win here to enter the LPGA Hall of Fame. Would you bet against her now? Too far back?
I think so. And too many players ahead of her. You do never know. But she's not showing signs of life at the moment. Just a lot of opportunities.
Well, can Lydia dig deep into her considerable reserves and her experience? She's going to have to find something pretty incredible in order to chase down that lead, because it's now 5 shots that separate Ko from Bailey Tardy, who has the lead all to herself once again. And this time, the margin is 2.
Our final group has made their way to 12. It's less than driver for Bailey Tardy.
This breeze has absolutely sprung to life, coming with them from the left, and that's just boomed straight down the centre.
She's been able to use that 3-wood to her advantage on 2 or 3 occasions today, where it really starts to narrow up. She can throttle back, take the 3-wood and hit it into the same position that everyone else is hitting the driver.
Schmelzel, second player of this trio. Just want to try and maybe keep it a little bit left and centre. That breeze will bring it back, but it is helping. Got to find the fairway in this hole. Such a tricky green to putt on. And that's coming a little bit too much, maybe down the right-hand side. Might get caught up in some rough.
That was just a little late then with the hands. Saved it at the end. Slightly out of sync for Schmelzel.
Well, Lydia really has to find something now. Try and keep this down the left-hand side. Let the breeze bring it back. The centre or right of it is the ideal angle to come into this left pin. That's well down the left-hand side. It needs to move a little bit more, but she will find the fairway.
Pitch is in a roundabout there. Did got a little nudge off the slope. That's around about 250 off the tee. Up to 13, driver for Minjee Lee.
She hits a driver well into the breeze, typically, Minjee Lee. I was going to say except for that one, but that's one way to find the fairway. She covers the ball beautifully, doesn't hang back with the upper body and flip it with the hands.
It's kind of like that deadly combination of being able to load your right side properly and stay on top of the ball. It's why she's so good. To 14, third on the way for Foodaway.
This play is pretty good too. The flag all the way at the back. And she has been exceptional with the irons in hand today. That to get to 12 under for Foodaway.
She should find a flag in the dark, wouldn't she, Foodaway?
The bottom of it.
Fair chance she would.
Launch for Liu. Down 13. Very vocal, these crowds. It's great.
There's been some interesting outfits as well this week. Some very brightly coloured outfits. Not sure if it's golf attire, but maybe it's the attire of the future.
And just another point on Ruixin Liu and Savannah Grewal as well. Of course they're playing to win. But if they don't win, this is rookie season for Savannah Grewal, and Ruixin Liu has had trouble keeping a card in the past. They will re-rank high enough, and if they can finish in the top 3, potentially earn enough points to keep their card at the end of the year. And that job security can go a long way. It certainly ease a lot of pressure, and another good golf swing there.
Nice and aggressive through the ball. Takes the club back slightly on the inside, so it does play with the predominant draw. And that's position A1. Pins in the back on 13 today, so you can use a little bit of a slope to get towards it. It launches. It's our final group. Back there at the 12th.
With a very challenging second shot. You've got to know your numbers. That's what the best do. But it's imperative here, crucial. Anything long will head on down the slope, and you can face a 80-foot putt. Anything short, you're going to be chipping.
Certainly do need to know your numbers, Kate, because the wind is also behind them, a little bit from their left. Now, Sarah Schmetzel has 155. She's coming from the right-hand side. That does give her a bit of an angle into this pin. But 155, she really wants to go at this with just a nice, easy 8. What you don't want to do is to have too much on it and end up up and over that ridge. It's not a very big area to hit.
Quiet, please.
Breeze has really picked up in the last 5 or 10 minutes again. It died down considerably. Now this is an 8 iron. Much lower ball flight than the others. The line is good, but it needs to kick. It's not going to do enough.
That was a miss hit. That was definitely a groove or two low, and that's where Minjee Lee was. Really went after that one. She really tried to hit that hard.
Yeah, it was an 8.5, I think. Maybe a 7.5 as we go to 14. Third on the way for Hurjin Choi to that back flag at the par 5. Oh! Dazzles.
Real razzle-dazzle there from Hurjin Choi. A player who had her chances at the beginning of the week.
145 for Lydia, which is usually an 8 iron. She is going with 9 with the front pin and the tail breeze. The line is good. Has she got enough to get it on? Oh, she does.
Just on the fringe there, but that's makeable.
If you're not on the green, that's the place to be. You really just need to cover from back there, that front edge. That's all they're thinking about.
And I think you're about to see here once again for the... We'll come back to that final group.
Well, the effervescent Canadian Savannah Grewal, this her second to 13. For that huge wide bunker, that pin on 13. All the way back today, 23 paces on. Punching this in, isn't she, Ali? Oh, wow. Great distance control, right at it.
At 130, it's only a wedge for Bailey Tardy. Good looking one too.
Oh, her iron play has been exceptional, and you've just seen for the 3rd or 4th time today what length off the tee, the advantage that it can have, because she's come in with a short iron and can stop it and control it that others couldn't.
We're also seeing how dialed in she is, because straight off the club face she knew that that was right on the money, didn't want it to go too far. Over to Minjee Lee. She find that back centre flag at 13. It was a good swing.
Don't you think these players behind now are really going to have big finishes, because Bailey Tardy's close there to go to 16 under, and there's at least 2 or 3 birdie holes coming in too.
Bailey Tardy is making it look very easy out there. She's got quite a cruisy attitude to the game. From Georgia, very chilled. Only her 2nd year on tour, certainly not playing like it.
Could it be Ruixin Liu? Thrilling the galleries with a big finish. Not with swings like that.
I'd have to start doing something really special, like holing that from off the green at 13.
It's a close-looking leaderboard, but at the moment it's favouring the American Bailey Tardy, who has her chance to become a first-time winner on the LPGA Tour. This is the Blue Bay LPGA.
Very awkward chip here for just pitch it up. There's a big ridge that comes across. She's got to get over it. And she hasn't done that, stayed on the very top.
She pitched that into it, needed to be at the very least over the precipice.
We could have a two-shot swing here in favour of Tardy.
Well, and if Bailey Tardy was to win today, last year there were 12 different first-time winners on tour, which was the most of any season. And when you think about the depth of talent, you look at players like Lilia Vu, Celine Boutier that won 4 times. Winning is hard, and there's so much talent. There is such star power that it's fascinating to see in the women's game if Bailey Tardy were to do that, just what it would mean to her and what it would mean to the LPGA. Let's go back to this birdie now for Lydia Ko. This to get to 11 under.
Bobbled early, typically comes up short, and that's the case.
Well, the third looked good in the air, didn't it? Never had a chance for birdie for Lydia Ko, so just the par. Down the 12th.
Well, I think a lot of Lydia Ko fans would have fancied her chances in this final round, but it's only one birdie on the scorecard for Lydia. That was at the third hole. Her final round charge is yet to eventuate, and she's running out of holes. Hard to contain her playing partners, who've been so impressive.
They really have. Sarah Schmelzel, she got off to that red-hot start birdieing the first 3 holes, but hasn't been the same player since, and it's of the utmost importance that this goes in, because there's every conceivable chance Bailey Tardy is making a birdie here pretty shortly. Just for a par. Quick putt moving to her left.
Oh, what a classy putt from right to left for Schmelzel. Remains within 2, her nearest chaser. Got out of jail there. That was a good 4 from Schmelzel, but this now, this for Tardy to put the foot down is to extend the lead to 3.
Not many better leaves than this, of this length to that flag.
Well, it's terrific from Tardy, and she continues to put her best foot forward. Back-to-back birdies for the American. Now moves to 16 under and 3 clear at the top.
All parts of the game are looking so good, aren't they?
Haven't seen many weaknesses. Had to be very patient before that eagle at 8, which just launched her to the top. Lou there. Good for pace. It was always going to be tough to attack after the second.
we have grown accustomed to saying Ayaka foot away for birdie. We should just record it at the beginning of the round because she does it so regularly. What another good putt from the Japanese player. There you go. Has not dropped a shot in 20 holes. Climbs to 12 under par. Only a few holes remaining, though, Ewan, 4 foot away.
What she would have given for this finish last week.
Yeah.
Would have been hoisting the trophy. Now, Minjee Lee at 13. That's going to stay there. Catch me if you can, says Bailey Tardy.
Is Minjee Lee going to run out of steam? What can the chasers do? How can they find a way to close in on Bailey Tardy and keep her in their sights? 3 shots the margin now. Grewal, this is an opportunity, though, for Grewal, is to get to within 3. Yes. Oh, lovely. What a player. What a performance.
This is phenomenal because after 4 holes of the 3rd round, she was 1 under par for the tournament. Here she is 13 under in 2nd.
Yeah, playing like a seasoned pro, isn't she? 64 yesterday for Savannah Grewal, 4 under the card today. Well, Minjee Lee remains on 12 under par. That's in a tie for 4th, but Savannah Grewal from Canada is now in 2nd place alongside Sarah Schmelzel. Ruchin Liu will remain 2 back on 11 under par. It's been a string of pars for Ruchin Liu, trying to chip off the rust. Hasn't played competitive golf. This is the first big outing for her in 2024. What's left in the tank for the Chinese player?
Well, I've thoroughly enjoyed every second of watching Bailey Tardy today. It's my first look at her live and very impressive. Strong ball flight into the breeze at the moment, and that is just splitting the centre of the fairway.
Well, she's not a household name, is she, Ali, at the top of the leaderboard? We've got our, certainly got our attention at that tie 4th finish at the US Open at Pebble Beach, but a player who is starting to feel quite comfortable in this position.
Held the lead through 36. She's actually gone through the fairway there, which is, it's about 275 to get to the end of it. And we'll be on the downslope, but with the flag where it is today, but it was tight cut over, you know, a ridge or a bunker to be more difficult where she is. She's just short of that cart path. Pins in the back though, and there's around about, I'm going to say 12 paces or so short of that flag that's right in the middle of the green that will launch it forward. You can see the arrow between the 2 ridges, so you just want to make sure that you don't get caught by any of the tiers that drag the ball away from it.
Sarah Schmelzel, 2nd player to go, and again, this is a good drive. It's just going to split the centre of the fairway. She'll be in great shape.
Looked better through the ball there, covered it better.
That too, big hit. No slouch off the tee.
Lydia, the last of these 3 players into the breeze. She really has to find something. It's just not looking like Lydia Ko day today, though. High ball flight into the breeze, so it's not going to travel as far as the others. She's not going to get the run.
I wonder how many times today we're going to talk about the Hall of Fame, the 1 point she needs. She's playing with such a heavy weight on her.
It's the LPGA florist and those 27 roses that will be awarded to Lydia. It's a case of not if, but when. And for many of us Lydia Ko fans were thinking it was going to happen today, but well, it's going to be something special for Ko to be lifting the trophy this afternoon. And if she were to win, she would be inducted into the LPGA Hall of Fame. And with it comes 27 roses that are awarded to her. That's the tradition. And you used to have to be on tour for 10 years before you could qualify for that Hall of Fame, but they changed that rule. And the most recent inductee was Inbee Park. Well, lots of highlights. Let's begin with some of them here at the 8th hole. Ruchin Liu. This was for birdie to climb to 10 under par. Whipping the crowd up, giving it the fist pump. Ruchin Liu having her chances.
Well, Bailey Tardy started with 7 pars. this long-range eagle putt had the 8th. Remember, she eagled the par 5 14th yesterday, and she's done it again today. That got her to 14 under.
And Sarah Schmelzel, she had to dig deep after drop shots at 4 and 6 when she'd been in control after a trio of birdies. She'd roll that one in for another one, her 4th of the day.
And how about young Savannah Grewal, the Canadian, 22 years old, was at college last year and now finds herself towards the top of the leaderboard here in China. And you can see why, with shots like that from Grewal. That was outstanding. Would roll that in and move to 12 under par.
Ayaka foot away at the par 3 11th. Went to the left side of the tee here to attack the back right flag with an 8-iron. Utilising the ridge to the left of the flag, it'll feed down closer and closer for a kick-in birdie to get to 11 under.
Yeah.
And what of Bailey Tardy? How do you follow up the eagle at 8? Well, you do it with a monster drive down 9, a little gap wedge in hand, and a shot like that. She picked up 3 shots in 2 holes right before the turn.
One of the favourites coming into this tournament was Minjee Lee, the world number 5. 2 wins last year, late in the season for the Australian. Well, at this point was 11 under. And have a look at the tee shot. So brilliant with an iron in hand.
Start, mate.
And a great example of it there, even earning a good shot mate from caddy Brad. That moved up to 12 under par.
There's been quite a few birdies at number 11 today, and our leader, Bailey Tardy. This was one of them back up the hill, just finds the front edge, 15 under for Tardy.
And that was a great bounce back after the drop shot at 10, but then there was more. Look how dialed in she is today. Her 2nd here at 12 to that front left flag, clicking all the way because she knew it wouldn't be far away at the end of it. And it wasn't.
And then at the 13th hole, this right to left curling putt for Savannah Grewal, trying to make inroads on the lead, ramming that home for the Canadian. And Savannah Grewal then moved to 13 under to move within 3. Well, it's all shaping up quite beautifully here the Sunday afternoon at Blue Bay for the 2024 Blue Bay LPGA. Minjee Lee, 4 shots adrift for a 10-time winner on tour, 2-time major champion. Has she got a chance down the closing stretch of holes? Or could it be Ayaka Footaway, who also finds herself 4 back, but has come alive in this final round? 5 under par for the round today. Savannah Grewal set the course alight with a 64 yesterday. A course record, has nothing to lose, everything to gain. What a brilliant performance it's been by the 22-year-old Canadian. And then Sarah Schmelzel, who has enjoyed this LPGA Asian swing. 3 back, 4 under for the day, and a player who moved into the top 100 on the Rolex rankings last week is putting her best foot forward. But this is the player they are all trying to close in on. Bailey Tardy, 27 years old, a rookie last year, her 2nd full year on the LPGA Tour, and turning in quite the performance. Will she be caught?
Lydia Ko, 145. This is with an 8-iron. It's directly at it. It's the right club.
Just about one hopped it in there. Not a bad result.
Over 215, just short of the water. Ayaka foot away to that back right flag. And the Aon risk-reward hole. It's just scampered its way through. Very tall ridge defending that pin today.
It's a 9-iron for Schmelzel, just getting this going a little further left of the flag than she'd like.
Someone didn't like it.
Always makes me so nervous. Could never bring my children to the golf course. Couldn't trust them.
You're louder than a lot of them. It's a question of whether they bring you, Kate.
Tell you what, I'll have competition today. These fans are lively. And if this were to get home in 2 on this par 5 for Ruchin Liu, they would be going wild.
Yeah, she could definitely reach the green. Roughly 220 to the front from this point. The flag a long way back, 32 paces on. It's actually not a bad flag with a wood in hand. Landed in the front part of the green, released it up, but she's mishit that.
It's going to take all of it to get there, wasn't it? See, still a bit of wind around. Back to 13, and Tardy.
Ball's laying really well. 123, and this is all over it. Another good iron. Look at this.
Oh, how good has she been with iron in hand today? Sensational.
Tardy has come alive in this championship.
Ball below the feet here for Savannah Grewal. Dressing it out of the toe. That was a good point you made earlier. Hallie, Lee Trevino used to do that. One of the best ball strikers of all time. Can she get there? Oh, she can. Long way from the flag. She is playing some terrific golf. Not overawed in the slightest.
Plenty of adrenaline right there.
Putter out from off the green for Foodaway at 15. This is so slick. Went over a couple of speed bumps on the way down.
That putter, that club, is Foodaway's magic wand. When she won the Scottish Open, and for those of you interested in strokes gained, she's gained 17.2 strokes on the field that week with the putter alone. That's how good she is. Bailey Tardy, though, still out in front. Extended her lead to 3 shots. Closest contenders, Grewal and Schmelzel. Birdie putt to come for Schmelzel.
Easy for her to start feeling like she's being left behind.
Well, her and co.
Might very well be 4 shots back at the end of the 13th.
Minjee Lee up ahead at the par 5 14th. Found the fairway bunker off the tee. So she's had to lay up to this point. Long way back for her third. Question is the palm tree in her way? She'll be able to skirt it just to the right. Currently 4 shots back. And the way Bailey Tardy's playing, no one's catching it. But you've got to think Minjee Lee has to play the last 5 in 5 under par if she wants a chance.
Minjee Lee looking to get close on 14. Come on, it's got to run down that slope. Will it work? Can it feed towards the hole? Oh, yes, it can. Now that's an approach. And Minjee will have no idea how close that is. You can't see it from where she was standing.
She'll have an idea that it does feed towards the flag there at the back of the green, but she won't know exactly how close.
Would have enjoyed the sound effects, though, that's for sure.
And making amends after a poor tee shot, finding the fairway bunker at this par 5. Currently 4 shots behind. But should be a birdie there, much to the delight of the enthusiastic gallery.
I think enthusiastic is an understatement. Oh, come on, Lydia Ko. Well, finally, there's another birdie to add to the scorecard. The first one came at the 3rd. Great hopes for Lydia Ko, but that final round charge has not eventuated.
This for par at 15 for Foodaway. After finding that back rough, no worries at all. 16 playing under par, 18 playing well under par. They're still ahead of her. from 14 onwards, there really are a lot of chances. We weren't putting 13 in the packs, but I think Bailey Tardy has other things to say about that. This for birdie.
Brilliant, Bailey. 3 birdies on the trot. Daylight now between her and the nearest contenders. 4 shots the margin as she marches to 14.
Speaking of 14, this is the 3rd shot of Ruixin Liu. She can afford to be 10, 12 feet short of the flag here, and it should release down a little bit. She just flies it all the way there. Beautifully played.
I like her swagger. Whatever it is, she's got it. She backs herself under pressure as well. You would after you've won 6 times on any tour. Yep, send 2 of the feet up to the LPGA.
Heo-Jin Choi is yet to be a winner on the LPGA Tour. Very nearly won the US Open as an amateur the year that Sun Kyung Park won it.
It says 164 in the background there, but it is only playing 110 yards today to this front left flag. Heo-Jin Choi straight over it, throwing a dart.
Just a little gap wedge, really. Loads of room out to the right to use. Looks a little between clubs. We'll see how quick this decision is for Foodaway and Mikey.
So consistent. For her 8th top 5 since the beginning of last season.
Yeah, one of the few players as well, Ewan, that's played every single LPGA event. This is the 5th one of the year. And with a busy schedule coming up for so many players, Ali, certainly in the summertime, and if you're European or American, you've got Solheim Cup, but also the Olympics. Good chance of her representing Japan.
Tricky to pick the wind at 16. The flag won't be moving up ahead. You've got to pay more attention to what's behind you and left off this tee to really hone in on what effect it'll have on the ball. Went with the longer of the 2 clubs, just trying to take a little off it, draw it in. And using the slope behind it. That's why it's playing so far under par. There's a slope to the right and behind it that helps, averaging 2.7 right now.
The leader, Bailey Tardy, on 14.
Well, it's been 3 in a row. She's had it on an absolute string to here. Plenty of fairway. She's taken the line of the bunkers. Now, this has got to hurry. This is not going to clear them. Oh, it's pulled up just shy of the last one.
She eagled it yesterday. It's probably going to be a 3-shot hole today, but as long as she's not in too bad a position there, I don't think it'll hurt her too much. But it's a great hole, 14. All 4 par 5s here, over 500 yards. Dogleg to the left, Bailey Tardy in between those 2 bunkers, it appears. But it's a very difficult fairway to find because it cambers from left to right, the wind is from left to right, and the ideal shape is a draw. So we don't see too many players in the short grass off the tee. But if you can get a good one out there, it's possible to reach the green in 2. We saw Savannah Grewal do that just a few moments ago. The flag all the way at the very back today, and you can take advantage of that slope just before it and to the right of it, like Minjee Lee did. And despite the fact it's a difficult tee shot, all players will be expecting a birdie or an eagle here.
And that is just going right side of the left bunkers.
Absolutely perfect from Lydia Ko. Penetrating ball flight through the breeze.
Well, it's a long-range putt, but it's a putt for an eagle for Savannah Grewal. This to get to within 2. A 2-putt here would be very, very good.
Come on.
She's done very well. Just getting him within the postcode of where the flag was. Would have been good. Birdie putt coming.
Well, you wonder with her brother looking to play table tennis in the Olympics representing Canada. Does she have a chance of representing Canada for golf? Paris Games in August.
Schmelzel keeping it tight on those bunkers as well. Just on the right edge. It should pull up where it is on an upslope.
Now Grewal, this to move into outright second at 14 under par. That was for her 15th birdie since the beginning of the third round. Really just emphasised that she was on the green, but essentially out of position. It was easier to be 50 yards from the green.
Yeah. No drop shot, a par, but it's a 3-putt. They're having fun, these two.
Do you think they look alike?
He's a bit taller, isn't he? He's a bit useful with a table tennis bat as well. Table tennis, that's Jordan's sport. Golf is clearly Savannah's game.
Big putt coming up here for Ruixin Liu. Just to move into equal fourth. Really good fight back today. 2 over par through 6 holes for the round, and this to be 2 under for the round. Don't give the hole away. Bit of an old school putting stroke. Most of the top players these days take it back longer than what they follow through. She's got a shorter backstroke and accelerates through it.
The crowd love it. 12 under par. 4 back. 5 back even. 8 under on the par 5s this week for Ruixin Liu. She's 4 under for the last 8 holes, so it's been a very, very good charge from Liu. She makes her way now to the Aon Risk Reward Challenge. That's going to be the 15th hole with her dad, David, on the bag.
Now, this would apply a little pressure to the leader, having someone like Minjee Lee in the pack behind you. Should this fall in, she'll draw up alongside Schmelzel and Grewal. Which it does. She's got birdie holes ahead of her as well, Minjee Lee, and bucket loads of experience.
Well, you've got to wonder, could there be a late twist down the stretch? Minjee Lee now, one of the closest contenders to Bailey Tardy, who has the lead by 4 shots. 3 new holes, 16, 17, 18 on this layout. But first time for Bailey Tardy playing in this event. It's only her 2nd tournament this season. She missed the cut at the LPGA Drive On. So finding form at a fantastic time.
Just launching this one up high. Down that left-hand side.
Very steep upslope there. I actually think it might be a benefit to her that she had to lay up. Obviously, it's nice to reach the green in 2, but now it'll be a fairly straightforward wedge to that pin.
Took a lot of the decision, the choice out of it. Now Schmelzel, who has both of those.
Well, she's going to have a little crack at this. She's not going to try and lay up, get it down there as far as she can. 223 to the front. She is on the upslope. Oh, that's going way left.
She was aimed left, Sandy.
Yeah, that is a long way out there and a long way from home.
I think she might have been heading down that way from where she was aiming. Unsure.
Yeah, it does just seem a long way, though. It's, there's plenty of room there. Now, Lydia. Beautiful drive, just skirting the edge of the bunker. Perfect position. 206 from the front of the green. She's got the 3 out. Oh, good long, low flight. It's the right side towards the green. Going to come up shy. It's okay.
Look what she's got to come. Runs away at the back. Real characteristic of this layout. Not the only green to do that.
No, 2, 5. There's a bucket load of them that do exactly that. Up to 15 with Minjee Lee.
This is a big hole now for a big challenge for Minjee Lee.
She's found the water the last 2 days here. Found it off the tee on Friday and again yesterday.
Yes, mate.
That's actually perfect.
Tee's been moved back, though, on 15 today. Yesterday enticed players to want to drive the green on the par 4. Minjee had a crack at it with the 3-wood. 3-6-7 today.
At 16, her Jin Choi catches the right edge. Nicely done, into double digits, 3 in a row. Just the 2 left to play. Fairway medal for Lu. Oh, is this leaking right? A little nervy, nothing to worry about.
Just yell at the ball and it'll be all right.
How Cho means good shot. It was just very aggressively said.
Guess what? This is for birdie, Vayaka foot away.
Really hedged your bets there, Kate.
Got a good read off her Jin Choi's too, didn't she? Just sneaks a little bit to the right at the end down the hill, and to join 3 other players in second.
Never wavered. Ayaka foot away, turning in quite the performance on Sunday. 6 under par for the round today. Joins those on 13 under par and in a share of second.
Alongside this young woman, Savannah Grewal, went after that.
Doesn't she have an aggressive lower half move into the ball?
Oh, to be 22 again.
I do like that she doesn't back off it. She's not backing away from the challenge either.
No laying up from Savannah Grewal, the Canadian, in a share of second place. There she is, 13 under par. It's an international leaderboard, America, Canada, Australia, and also China. But Bailey Tardy looking to be the first American winner here.
Down with Sarah Schmelzel at 14.
105 alley to the pin, but we know where the pin is, on that little tiny area at the back. Line's good, all going to depend what it does at the bottom.
Oh, brilliant shot, Sandy.
Stopped at the bottom, right near it. There's still enough holes for Sarah Schmelzel.
Bailey Tardy coming from a very nice position here. She's having a really good look at this. It was actually a very good play, seeming she could not have a go at this green. So under the circumstances, it's just 45 to the front. So it's about just on 80 yards, a little to the right.
Got away with it. It's not a bad result. I remember when she made the eagle on 8, said she likes to get on runs. Well, that's for 5 birdies and an eagle in the last 7 holes.
And I don't think she knows how close it is either.
This championship began back in 2014. It was a 54-hole championship reduced due to the rain, and it was Leanne Pace from South Africa who prevailed, a birdie on the 18th hole for a 3-stroke victory over Masson. Carolyn Masson, then Se-Young Kim, earning her first LPGA win in 2015, 2 under the final score. Minjee Lee beat Jessica Corder by 1 stroke, the Australian, her 2nd victory of that year. And a win for China in 2017. Shan Shanfang beat Thailand's Moria Jutanagan by 1 stroke, the 3rd title that season, and moved to #1 in the Rolex rankings. And then Gabby Lopez, the most recent winner, if you can call it that, from 6 years ago, 1 shot clear of Moria Jutanagan. And she became the first Mexican LPGA champion since Lorena Ochoa, and was ranked 136 entering the tournament. This is the trophy. This is what they're playing for. Whose name will be etched into the trophy this afternoon? There you see the previous winners. Well, now hopefully it's going to be a regular fixture back on the LPGA Tour. It's the 3rd event of the Asian swing. We're on Hainan Island, the southernmost tip of China. And here's Lydia Ko at 14.
Got plenty of room here, just got to get it to run down. And Gee, she had some spin on that ball to get it to check going down the hill.
Never ceases to amaze me just how much variety around the greens Lydia Ko has. That's why she's the world's best around it. This young woman probably the best to it in terms of iron players. Minjee Lee.
She's got a lot of birdie opportunities coming in here. These last 4 holes, in fact, all 4 holes are genuine birdie opportunities. Frida Shinhal birdied the last 5 earlier. It's just a gap wedge here. The next hole is a gap wedge. It's a sand wedge at 17. 18's a par 5. She'll have to birdie all of them.
Two more yards for Minjee Lee there. It would have launched forward towards the flag. It is such a fine margin, especially on the right side of that green. Go quickly back to Bailey Tardy with the birdie chance ahead.
Oh, all these 3 putts are very makeable, but if she holds this one, it's going to make everyone's life extremely difficult with just 4 to play.
Well, not the most authoritative putt from Bailey Tardy. It was for a birdie, but the lead remains very much intact. Catch me if you can.
Yeah, that would have given her a temporary 5-stroke lead, but now Sarah Schmelzel will have a chance to pull within 3. And as much as the last few holes are birdie holes, there's still a bit of trouble that lurks. Oh, it's not over.
And it's so hard to close out for your first victory. You'd forgive her for parring in, even though they're birdie opportunities, but
I think par's going to be good enough, isn't it? 17 under. Can that be eclipsed?
Well, Sarah Schmelzel's got a putt here to get to 14 under and all 4 holes birdie opportunities.
Well, Ko has a chance right now, but too far back. 6 shots back for Lydia Ko. There was a birdie on the 13th hole. Looking to go back to back.
solid that time round. Back-to-back birdies for Lydia Ko.
No give up in her, is there?
No, you wonder what the year will hold for Lydia. Already a winner this season. When will she be inducted into the LPGA Hall of Fame?
Keeps giving herself chances. This is her third in the 5th event of the year.
So Schmelzel has enjoyed a string of pars on the back nine, but she doesn't want pars. She needs birdies right now. There were plenty on the front nine, but only one under the card today. Started so brilliantly. Was enjoying a 2-shot lead early on and has now relinquished that because is now chasing down her good friend Bailey Tardy. This to reduce that deficit, move to 14 under and move to second place all by herself. She gets it. 3 shots, the difference between the 2 Americans at the top. And that's now with 4 holes remaining. As Ewan said, they are birdieable. There are chances out there. But will Bailey Tardy continue to put her foot down?
About at 15. Look at this club from Minjee Lee. She's on the green. She's going to throw this pin high or maybe past, use the slope behind. There is a waist-high ridge. This high angle flattens this out.
was played so precisely and it's still running past the hole. I'm surprised we haven't seen that more often this week.
Yeah. Well, that off a tight lie, but on the green for Minjee Lee. So it's going to be a par putt to come for the Australian. Look now, she's on the 15th. We've got 16, 17 and 18, the newly remodeled holes. Needs some fireworks, needs some magic. Stephanie Meadows finding magic. Player from Northern Ireland. Oh, had that chance to roll it in. Would have been for 4 in a row. Meadow now moving to 11 under. Have a look at that scorecard. It's the type of golf course, Ali, that can throw anything at you. There are birdies to be had, but very quickly, in the blink of an eye, you can knock up a big number.
Or a good one. And like you say, it can be incredibly polarizing. Punished for the good, rewarded for the bad sometimes, or the other way around.
It's all to do with the ridges and the slopes, isn't it? If you take it, if you use it to your advantage, you can end up really close to the hole. If not, you're struggling for par.
Breezes helping them here, coming from their left to right. Just bring this down the left-hand side, Lydia, with 3-wood. And that is coming down the left-hand side. And that'll be in a good position to open up the angle into this back pin at 15.
Great little dog leg around the water, the 15th. Playing 367 yards today, about 100 more than yesterday when the teeing ground was moved up. Still need to think about the water. You can't get too casual off the tee. We've seen people find it by squeezing one right. So down the left and then to the flag, which is all the way in the back right, 29 paces on. If you're down where Minjee is, you do what she did, if you can. It's probably not a bad play trying to wedge it because there's a slope behind, slope before. So it's in a little bit of a bowl, which is where the birdies will have come from.
Yep. Plenty of breeze blowing here. As I said, it's going to help them. Left to right. Oh, she doesn't mind taking the tiger line either. This is well down the right-hand side. Safely, though.
That'll work. She said yesterday she started to find her stride when she was more aggressive. That was really important for Schmelzel. She's got her foot on the pedal back again after that birdie at 14.
Yeah! Oh, that would have been a good try. And that would have been a good putt for Ruixin Liu. That was at 15. Goes on to make a par there for Ruixin Liu to stay at 12 under.
Back to Tardy at the tee.
Our tournament leader, Bailey Tardy, just needs to find the fairway here. It's only a short shot in, and she's going to do that easily. Nice, easy shot down the centre. Gives herself a good angle on the left-hand side.
It's a 3-shot buffer at the top in favour of the American Tardy. How are they going to chip away at the lead? Oh, that is frustrating for Minjee.
I'll just really emphasises what Ali was talking about. You get just a little bit out of position like Minjee Lee was, and you struggle for your par. Another few feet with that second, and it would have been a birdie.
And the second wasn't a bad shot. You know, the thing that keeps kind of popping up in my mind is with Bailey Tardy in the time zone. You know, it's coming up to, what, 3:40 local time. It's 3:40 a.m. on the East Coast in the US. I'm sure some of her family will be up staying late and watching her, but she talked about how much pressure she had at the US Women's Open. Aside from the fact it was a major, she had so many people out watching her, and she said that she kind of tapped into a sense of anonymity. You know, you're over here on an island off the coast of China, and I think she's just, you can see her taking some pretty deep breaths here, but I really do think she's kind of playing with that still nothing to lose, no one's watching kind of mindset, and I think it's paying off.
Well, her caddy is David Kelly. And as she said yesterday in her post-round interview, it's just the two of us out here, to echo your point. And it's going to be the two of them potentially celebrating come day's end because they are in control of this tournament on 17 under par.
Good par there for Savannah Grewal. And a share of third.
It's all about a champion mindset and the stories you can tell yourself. But when you're at the top of the leaderboard, it's so important to stay out of your own way. Let the golf do the talking. That's what Ayaka Footaway has done brilliantly today. It's another putt. In it goes for Footaway. 7 under par for the round, and joins Schmelzel on 14 under par, 3 back. What a scorecard.
They're stacking up. They're going to make Bailey Tardy win this, and win this with some pressure from behind. The final birdie for Gabby Lopez.
Good tournament. That's a third top 25 of the season. Been playing some consistent golf, the defending champion.
And a place that she holds very special. There's fond memories of this championship.
It was a place she learnt she was good enough. She's done a lot with that mentality since.
Well, to win twice since defending her championship. It's been 6 years since we were last back here. So Gabby Lopez winning for the 3rd time on the LPGA Tour. But this player will be looking to win for the very first time. Bailey Tardy.
And this is going to be a wedge off here. All 3 players in good shape on the fairway. Pin back over that ridge. Tardy has 123 to get it to the flag. Gentle breeze behind her. She's got plenty on it. And it needs to... Yeah, that'll do.
That's a great play, Sandy. Had to just get it over the ridge. Her iron play has been exceptional today.
It's been really lovely to watch her ball striking and just the flight of the ball. She's just that different, powerful level to a lot of other players.
She's quality player. Won her last 3 Epsom Tour events in 2022, then went to Q School.
Now Lydia Ko from the left-hand side. Takes the water out of your view. Lids is 1-2-2 to get it there. Again, you've got to just get it over this ridge. You don't want to be on the short side. And that's got plenty on it. Oh no, get going. Might not have plenty on it. That's a big mistake from Lydia.
It'll be interesting to see if she'll take the putter out or a wedge, as we saw Minjee Lee do a few moments ago.
Sarah Schmelzel is... Oh, she took the tiger line straight over the palms, over the bunker. Short of the water. Just doesn't see as much of the green as you do if you come in this left-hand side. Pin 29 on in that little back hollow. Just got to make sure you have enough. As Lydia Ko found when she came up, that wasn't a very good shot from Lydia at all. To come up short. Tardy already in there with a very solid shot. Plenty of air on that ball. Caught the top of the ridge, but looks okay.
Well, I like the play of Bailey Tardy there. Laid it back, had a full shot, hoisted it up in the air, and really took the ridge out of play.
Sarah Schmelzel as well still has a chance, as in striking distance of her good friend, the American Bailey Tardy. Has an opportunity for a birdie, but so does Tardy. 17 under par. That is the mark set by the American. 5 under for the round today. Sixteenth hole, Ruxin Liu. Front pin today.
Advantageous kick off the slope there, but would have expected more with wedge in hand.
There's plenty of fight, though, in her game and in her attitude, what she brings to the golf course, Ewan.
Yeah, as Ali said, she's a great character and she's a feisty competitor, currently in a share of 5th. Got a lot of swagger. Well, all 4 holes, in fact, including the par 5 14th, all 5 holes coming in are genuine birdie opportunities. If you look at the scorecards of all of these players today, it's just littered with red. Lots of birdies. Savannah Grewal will have to birdie the last 3 to have a chance.
Looks interesting. Should be.
Stay.
Took it on. And that's what Savannah Grewal has done so brilliantly over the weekend. Playing as if there's nothing to lose. And having a great time in the process. We saw Minjee Lee about 10 minutes ago from the same position as Lydia Ko opt to use the wedge. Lydia Ko, though, Sandy, is going with a flat stick.
Yeah, she's electing just to putt this up and over the ridge. You know it's just going to keep running once you get it over the top. Just trying to keep it a little further to the right because it'll come down that ridge right to left. Oh, get going.
Oh, I don't think there's any way of stopping this. Unless it hits
Except the hole.
That was so close to hitting the hole, and it was about the only thing that was going to stop it. It's about as good as she could do.
Get yourself in the wrong position on these greens. You are in all sorts of trouble.
Up to 16, Minjee Lee. Only 110 to it. Oh, that's going to stay up there. Down the slippery dip with the next.
Sarah, plenty of people out here watching this final group. It's been hard to get through here all day. Great crowds we've had. Now Sarah Schmelzel, she needs this. If she can make some sort of charge, she can apply the pressure. First to go. So this will be for birdie.
Looks like a little funnel where she's putting from, Sandy. It sort of looks like it's going to go back to the right, maybe.
It does look like it's got to go back to the right a little bit. She's also in the shade, coming out of the shade, which is always a bit of a nuisance going into the sun. It's not there. It's not. That was not a putt that was made with any real conviction.
And you saw Tardy move in quickly to have a read of that putt as well. Significant movement left to right. Remains 3 back. Ooh. Minjee's had to put herself in some tough positions on this back 9. This will be quick.
And unusually, it's due to poor iron play, which is usually the strength.
But none of them have been that far away. You know, you think 3-4 yards can make all the difference. Now, Bailey Tardy was bang on the line of Sarah Schmelzel. She got a good read.
And this could be a very defining putt right here to make it another birdie.
On a similar line, it's going to move a little bit to her right.
Bailey is dominating this championship, showing her class in Blue Bay. 6 under for the round today, the leader by 4. 3 holes remaining. Can she be caught?
One would think it's shut the gate.
Pressure can do funny things.
It can be. You can afford to play the last 3 holes very conservatively.
From the front edge of 16, Lou. She's had them all on the edge of their seats today. It'll be a tap-in par. We'll go back to Lydia Ko. This will be pretty quick.
And that's where Lydia continues to show her class. It's a 2-putt from long range for Ko. Too far back now to mount a challenge on the title. We'll have to wait that little bit longer for induction into the LPGA Hall of Fame, but a couple of good birdies for Lydia.
Second at 18 for Foodaway. She found the penalty area with the second shot here on Friday. Not today, though. Just fine.
Little clunky with the contact there, but with the pin on that front left section, she'll actually have a pretty good angle from down there. We whiz over to Savannah Grewal. Right to left. Some awkward putts. Maybe on the wrong side of that flag.
Well, it looks like Savannah Grewal is going to run out of holes, but what a weekend it has been for the young Canadian. Playing some of the best golf of her young career. 4 under for the day, 13 under for the championship, and in 4th place all by herself. But can anybody catch the quite brilliant Bailey? Because 18 under par, courtesy of 4 birdies on the back 9, an eagle as well on the front. And Bailey Tardy is looking for the first win in her young career, just her 2nd year on the LPGA Tour.
Down we go to 18. Trying to set the mark at 15 under par. She's coming home strong. Ayaka Foodaway off the back of 2 birdies. Down in that little bowl. Might get a little help off the back edge of it. You wouldn't put it past her, rolling it in.
How well has she plotted her way around this golf course today?
She does it at every golf course, doesn't she?
That's to match the course record coming next. Lou, down the left of 17.
Well, that's actually fine. The flag's only 4 paces on right in the middle. A little bit of an upslope there. Help her create some height and some spin.
Which you want to that flag. Especially if you're a little close to it. And just watch the way she kind of reaches for the ball, and it'll work out well with the shot shape of this hole. What it requires, a little baby draw would be ideal.
And addressing it out of the toe, it actually allows you to create a lot of room coming down as well. And as you pointed out earlier, swing a little bit in to out.
Giving it a rip down the 16th is the Canadian. Wow. Playing with such freedom. It's wonderful to watch.
I love watching these players for the first time, or players that you don't watch that often that are playing like this, and you think to yourself, how are you not on the leaderboard every week? And Savannah Grewal is the definition of that right now. It's pure to watch.
It's just because she hasn't been round long. She doesn't even have a world ranking.
No.
She hasn't played enough events. Back to 16, Tardy.
This is just a wedge for Tardy. And she is just played some superb iron shots. She doesn't even look like she's going to falter.
And she's getting better and better. And to think that Bailey Tardy has a world ranking of 169, that's going to change.
Yeah, well, there's a definite air of confidence about her at the moment.
Now Lydia Ko.
Just a wedge for these players. The breeze is coming directly into them. Small area to hit. Lydia online and not far away.
Also working it off that slight slope, and a good look at a 2 there for Lids.
It's interesting, this 9, that the pressure's sort of been alleviated from Lydia Ko's shoulders. When she was a few shots back, she's played much better.
2 holes remaining for Minjee Lee, and she's 6 shots back. Her chances are dashed. Who on earth can stop a charging Bailey Tardy? 4 birdies she's had in the last 5 holes. to really assert her dominance in this championship. Sandy, it's been one heck of a show, hasn't it? You've had a great seat.
Kate, it's been spectacular since she held that eagle on 8. She made no birdies to that point, and then she is just absolutely gone mad on this golf course. Sarah Schmelzel just coming up shy. Now that may... No, it's held up just on the edge. Bit of a poor shot, though, and it's a very short one.
It's a golf course that can drive you mad, but she has gone mad on it, Bailey Tardy. Well, why don't we take you through some of the highlights over the last hour. And we'll begin, well, who better, who more fitting than Bailey Tardy after a very long drive on 13 in excess of 280 yards. The American second shot into 13. Looking for her third birdie on the bounce. And would roll that in and to assert her dominance over the rest of the field.
Australia's Minjee Lee drove it in trouble here at the par 5 14th. To lay up to this point, 6-iron in for her third. It was a good shot, made even better by taking advantage of this ridge in the green. Almost goes in for an eagle, but it would be a birdie to get her to 13 under.
Also dazzling down at 14, the home hope in Lou. This her third. 60 yards or so, straight at it. She's done well to bounce back after being 2 over through 4 today.
At one point in this final round, Sarah Schmelzel was enjoying a 2-shot lead. Well, things have changed throughout the course of Sunday, but the American hitting it close there on 14, making a birdie to try and make inroads on that lead.
The biggest mover of the day, lowest round of the day, has come from Ayaka Footaway, which is really no surprise. More rounds under par than anyone last year in the LPGA Tour. Her second at 17. Good enough for her 7th birdie of the day to get to 14 under.
Plenty of birdies on the scorecard for the leader, and who was another example at 15 for Tardy. Grabbing the side door but pulling it out of the middle, and at that point Bailey Tardy moved to 18 under par for the championship and enjoying the lead by 4.
Now this at the 72nd for Footaway for a final birdie to match Grewal 64 yesterday. And a fabulous effort nonetheless.
.65 from the Japanese superstar. No drop shots, back in 32. And a player who's going to play an awful lot of golf this year. Will she be representing Japan in the Olympics in Paris? It's going to be tough to make that Japanese team. They're a bit like trying to make the South Korean team. It's, you're going to need to bring your best game this year, that's for sure.
Sarah Schmelzel, a little bit of right to left for birdie. Just scooting across the top.
There's currently 4 Americans making the US side. There's only 2 South Koreans, which is very interesting for the first time. And the third most recent addition to Minjee, who's been there twice in Rio and Tokyo.
Yes, you can have a maximum of 4 players if you're all within the top 15 in the world rankings.
Look coming there for the Aussie, just from the front edge.
What are your thoughts about Lydia Ko's performance today?
I was surprised by the front 9, and I mean, even the best players in the world are not immune to pressure. A lot of that being self-inflicted. And as I pointed out, you know, it's interesting that this 9, she's played much better. She didn't look overly frustrated at all, the front 9. I'm sure she was inwardly, but 2 birdies this 9, this for 3 under par this 9, and she started 5 shots behind.
There's not a lot to this putt other than the fact it will be coming down the hill. Oh, it's just drifting a little right on her. I got to say, you, and it's always a pleasure following Lydia the whole way around. She has actually been really relaxed. It's not been her day, but, you know, she's had a chat. We've had a chat from time to time. She's just cruising along. It's sort of that attitude, well, it's just not happening. As much as she'll be trying as hard as she can. Now, is that ball just teetering on moving? Might have just had a little wobble.
Well, it's not going to be Lydia's day today, but it's still been a very strong season so far for the world number 7. Will she regain the world number 1? A position that she held for in excess of 100 weeks. You wouldn't bet against her.
Up and over the tree for Savannah Grewal. Backstop behind it. What a shot this is.
What a player.
So impressive.
To emerge onto the LPGA Tour, first full year, we're going to be hearing a lot about her. We're going to be seeing a lot more of Bailey Tardy. That was a putt there for a 2, so it's going to be a par for Tardy.
But you can't say enough good things, can you? In her last 9 holes, 5 birdies and an eagle in the final group when you haven't won before under the most intense scrutiny.
And playing alongside Lydia Ko.
Awkward starts for Lou with her second. It should just come back, surely.
It can't.
Go.
Yeah.
And it does, and it's tracking. That was like a 3-part novel.
Remember yesterday a ball got caught on the tier at 7. She's probably worried it was happening there again.
Well, to remain at 14 under par. Foot away is the clubhouse leader on 14 under. Her job is done. Schmelzel is to remain in a tie for second. Well, the tournament is falling in the direction of the American, the 27-year-old from Georgia, Bailey Tardy. Ranked 169 in the world. Came into this week, plenty of jet lag. Talked about a stomach bug that she felt last night. Just thought she could fly under the radar with her caddy. Well, now very much under the glare of the world. A 4-shot lead, just a couple of holes remaining. Now, Minjee Lee never gives up, a resilient, gritty player. That was for birdie, but there's work to do there. Ali, Minjee brings so much to the golf course, her competitive spirit, her fire. She's one of the few players to record 3 wins on the LPGA Tour under the age of 20. Then she stopped, spluttered a little bit, but then put her foot down. 10 championships, 2 of those majors. Is there a major on the horizon for Minjee this year?
Oh, I wouldn't put it past her. She's honestly looking, I think, as good as she ever has. And I think the club changes have been really positive. I know her coach, Richie Smith's really happy with them because there's less dispersion for her. She can chase after the ball a little bit more. There'll be some adjustments after this week, without question, maybe through the wedges. Just trying to find a little bit more softness around the greens. Soft hands for this one. It's for birdie, for Lou, to get to -13. Draw up alongside Grewal. Little right to left. Finds the bottom of the cup.
And Grewal, 13 under par now. And when you think about the start for Ruixin Liu, that double bogey on 4 put paid to her chances. She has come surging back up the leaderboard. 5 birdies since then for the Chinese player.
Looking to come home strong, Se Young Kim. She's birdied 2 of the last 3.
Se Young, a winner here in 2015. And that was with a score of 2 under par through 72 holes.
Just going with a lofted club here. Wind blowing strongly into her face. Oh, and that is high in the air. The wind's going to get it. It's not going to be very far down. She's going to have a much longer shot than normal into the 17th.
It's a good miss, though, short right, rather than anything over to the left where you have truly terrible angles up to the green. This for par for Minjee Lee. It was a little lackluster birdie effort, par nonetheless. And on she marches to the downwind 18th.
Lydia's still in there trying. She's still on the first page of that leaderboard. Has not been her day, though. Yeah, that's good, solid contact for Lydia, and that's just splitting the centre of the fairway.
That almost looked like Laura Davies' turf tee. It was so small. Keeping it low through the wind.
Keeping this putter head low to the ground for Savannah Grewal.
What a week.
Yeah.
Equals second. To think she stood on her fourth hole of the day yesterday, 1 under for the tournament.
Well, I wonder if she's going to let her brother Jordan go off to Olympic qualifying, because he's obviously been a very good influence. He will go off and look to secure a space representing Canada in table tennis. That's the next couple of weeks.
Sarah Schmelzel, last of these players. She's taken the driver out, and that is just down right centre. It's going to be a good position, good angle.
Well, Sarah Schmelzel can take a measure of pride in how well she's performed over the last few weeks. She was outside the top 100 in the world, but has played her way very much into the top 100, and it's been some solid performances, as well as Stephanie Meadow.
Good back nine today for Stephanie Meadow, but coming off a bogey at 17, looking to make amends here at the final hole. Inside the top 10.
And back on the tee. Don't need much off it. It's just out of reach in 2. But the bunkers are in reach with really 3-wood drive up. So that's a little hybrid off the tee. Lands into the upslope. Should be playing it as a 3-shot hole. Lou, it's 563 yards. Different angle in years gone by. It was further over to the left, and it was about 70 yards shorter. Very much so playing out to the little dog leg in that landing zone. Want to keep it short of that bunker at 265. That's why they're laying back. There's no need to bring it into play, as it's not a 2-shot hole. It's not one to go for this par 5. And then it's how good your wedges are, really, from about 100 out, maybe a little bit closer. If you want to get some spin on it, given the pin on the left-hand side. It's actually in a little bit of a bowl. There's a slope behind it as well. But there's only 5 paces left of it before it's in the water.
The Canadian Savannah Grewal, her final tee shot of this 2024 Blue Bay LPGA. And it's a goodie, playing for position there.
Plays with quite a bit of a shut club face, so that's why she comes through so rapidly with the body to square it up. Up ahead of the green, it's a final 4 for Meadow.
4 bogeys on a scorecard and still shot a round of 69. Currently in 8th position.
It's the type of golf course where it can yield all or nothing. There are birdies to be had, but there's also plenty of challenges along the way.
I like this play. You've got to cut off a lot of the corner, and you've got a very small area in which to hit it.
Big drive.
Fantastic, yeah. Shouldn't be too far away in 2.
She's taking it on back to 17, Tardy.
Just over 100 yards, straight over the top of the trees. Or when you land on the back, why don't you just spin it back down the front where the pin is when you've got it on a string?
Just another pristine iron shot.
Just so good.
Birdie, and she equals the course record, playing in the final group and parring the first 7 holes. It has been extraordinary.
It's been crazy to watch from out here. So impressive. And also, Sarah Schmelzel, she has been fantastic. She's holding her own here. It's not going her way because Tardy's just put the foot down. But, gee, she's been impressive as well.
I bet Betty Tardy, should she shoot 64 or better, will be blissfully unaware of that. Just she's in that beautiful state of flow right now.
Yeah, she can really do no wrong, Kate, at this point. Now, Schmelzel has 75 front. The pin is only on 4 paces, so just under 80 yards. Got that palm tree to come over, and it's close to the green. Oh, she's pulled this left, actually well left.
Oh,
That is a shocking shot.
you're not wrong. Another yard left, and that was unplayable.
Wow, I don't know where that came from.
Nor does she.
Well, this would be an excellent birdie for Se-Young Kim. A winner here. Oh, and how that remained above ground. Wow, birdies at 15 and 17. In fact, it's a round of 73 for the South Korean. She's going to finish in a tie for 15th place. Amazing to think that when she won here back in 2015, the total through 72 holes was only 2 under par. Testing conditions back then.
Just 70 yards for Lydia. This has got plenty on it, and it's going to go up the back, and it's going to stay there.
Oh, no. That's a slippery putt to come down the slope at 17, and that is where our leaders are. But how impressive has Bailey Tardy been today? The American from Georgia, looking for her first ever win on the LPGA, and she's doing it in some style. 6 under par for the round, asserting her dominance. An eagle at the 8th hole, and then more birdies followed. Enjoying a 4-shot lead, and another birdie to come. The Canadian from the middle of the fairway on 18. Oh,
Goodness.
that is left, and we're not sure if that has indeed gone into the water. Blustery conditions on 18, the par 5. And that would be very frustrating for the 22-year-old who's worked so hard to put herself into a tie for second.
Well, the water lurks ominously on the left, but you've got the whole world to hit it to the right.
First person we've seen really have a go at it, Minjee Lee.
That's okay. Be quick down the ridge, but that's fine there. A couple of big hits.
Shows how powerful she is. Oh, this is going to be hard to stop this. So quick. Will it hold on? Well, it does for Sarah Schmelzel, but that's going to be a par putt to come for the American. Needs that. Currently in a tie for second place. There's a lot at stake. Might not be the championship, but Rolex ranking points, CME. We are joining the action on 17, our final group. And have a look at the putt now for Lydia Ko.
Well, the greens this week, 9.5, 10 on the stimp meter. This one's somewhere in the vicinity of 38 to 40. It's 30 feet, 35 feet. She's got to hit it 4 feet. Gravity will take over from there. Once it gets down to the bottom tier, it should swing just a little to her left. It might go right as it goes down the hill.
Well, it's for a birdie, but in name only, really, isn't it? The hole is going to be the only way of stopping this.
Just get it started over that slope.
Now come back. Pretty good.
So Ko just dribbling the ball down there, looking for a 4. It is going to be a tap in for the New Zealander. 6 off the lead on a day that promised so much for Lydia.
I know she would have been thinking of winning, obviously, today, but she didn't have a top 10 between March and October last year, and with 2 wins and 5 top 6s in her last 8 events now, this will be.
Including the Grant Thornton, ball on the way for Grewal.
That was her 4th shot, unfortunately, after finding the water with a second big mistake.
Well, what can Ruixin Liu do in front of the home crowd? What can she deliver for them at this final hole?
Just got all her weight in her toes there. Ball was well above her feet. Got too steep on it. Loses the spine angle a lot of the time anyway, but very unfortunate. You watch this really get steep. Pulls the club down very abruptly coming into the ball. Brings her butt in towards the ball. At 110 yards, and she's got about 50 or 60 left.
Well, had played her way into contention and said last night that she hasn't played a competitive round of golf for 3 months, and there's evidence of it right there.
And it comes out in sporadic moments too, most usually under the pump like that.
Back to 16, this for par. Oh, it's a good one.
It's an adventurous one, that's for sure.
She was pretty hot under the collar after the third. Needs to gather herself on the walk to 18. Remember that, like you say, points, CME points, world ranking, money. A lot is on the line if she can get herself to 15 under par down the last.
Another birdie putt to come for Bailey Tardy, who's looking to obliterate the field here at Blue Bay. Wow, how good she's been. 5 birdies on the back 9. The margin is now 5. And has just been supremely dominant throughout this round. Took a while to warm up.
And this is someone that's openly said that she's kind of struggled with confidence, you know, over the years. She's been quite self-conscious about a golf swing that's so pure, but often second guesses herself. Haven't seen much of that today.
4th shot now. Ru Xin Lu got a little backboard here. Just clipped that one much better. It's unfortunate, really. Fought back so beautifully today.
Nice to hear the crowd still clapping her in there.
Yeah, they've been with us every step of the way. Highly enthusiastic. And the banners for Lydia Ko, those fans have been out every single day. Or unless they've just passed the banners around.
We've seen some pretty steadfast fans here this week, Kate.
But record crowds, and it's wonderful to see. One of 2 events in China this year. There will be the Buick LPGA Shanghai. That would take place in October. But this is in China, but on the island of Hainan Island.
No surprise to see Bailey Tardy laying back off the tee. I dare say, if she does get this in the fairway, the layup for the second will be well right of the water.
No, she has just been so impressive. Breeze behind her, I should say the wind is behind her coming out of the chute. Going to try and take off some of this corner. It's coming right across. Going to find a safe spot on that left-hand side. No problem. It's a big driving area.
Perfect. Just what the doctor ordered. What a round.
Just to think there's 7 shots between Bailey Tardy and this woman Lydia Ko out there today.
You'd never have thought that at the start of the day, Ali.
You would not have, Sandy.
But you know, you got to love Lydia's attitude. She hasn't changed all day. Okay, she's not played great today. Hasn't gone her way at all, but she's still just the same as she ever is. Such a great attitude. Lydia trying to take a bit of that corner off. Does so. She's much further to the right. She can just get up on that ridge. Just caught a bit of an upslope there, but that's fine. Sarah Schmetzel is the last player to play, and I know we're focused on Bailey Tardy, especially since the 8th hole, where she just has gone a little bit ballistic out here. But this young lady has been so high in the air, just coming across the corner. Again, plenty of room to land this in, and it's going to all be a matter of placing yourself, your second shot, and setting yourself up for thirds into the green.
To the green we go. Through it, Minjee Lee. This her third.
She utilised the ridge here. It should be pretty quick down towards the flag. That was a clutch par save back at 17 for Schmelzel. Foot away in the clubhouse at 14 under. Savannah Grewal looks like dropping one here. Schmelzel can get a birdie. Outright second. A lot of extra points.
There's just so many people around the whole complex. Way more than you can even see bunching up on 18. Just off the fringe is Grewal.
Par putt after finding the water with a second. It's an excellent try. It's a disappointing finish, but what a week, really. I mean, so much talent.
And what a way to announce your name on the world stage like she has here this week. That's 64. She'll stand until next year, you think, unless it has company. And Bailey Tardy, if she makes a birdie, might put her name alongside this young 22-year-old from Ontario, Canada. When she eventually gets a world ranking, I think it's going to be quite good, Ewan.
I think so. Currently in a share of 4th in only a second LPGA Tour event as a member.
Now Lou, a couple of struggles down the last. This for par. I think everyone around the green was willing that in, including a couple of us in here. She's been entertaining this week. She's going to be the best of the home hopes when she taps this in.
Just too many others on the scorecard today. 2 bogeys and a double, assuming this goes in. Still be a round of 2 under par.
Good start to the year and good to be back for Ruixin Liu. Round of 70 in the end in a share of 5th. And I think she's done her home nation proud here this week, as well as maybe Dad David on the bag.
Yeah, tricky one here for Minjee Lee. It's a quick putt from above the hole. Saw Ruixin Liu's duck to the left at the end. Savannah Grewal's didn't move. Not sure I'd be giving the hole away. And to jump into a share of 4th with her playing partner Grewal.
And it's a good way to finish. She does exactly that. 13 under par. Contending in just her second event of the year. It could be a very big 2024 for Minjee Lee. We had a little bit of everything in that group. One of the biggest names in the game now in Minjee Lee. One of the best stories of the week, you could say. I'm not sure who it would go to Ruixin Liu. Stunning performance in front of the home fans, or Savannah Grewal, who will ink her first top 5 on the LPGA. We think there'll be many more of those to come. There she is after that 68, alongside Minjee Lee, who had a final birdie here at Blue Bay down the 72nd hole. Look at that, crowds lining the 18th all the way back to about 150 yards out. And there is only one group left, and it's the final one. And first to go is Sarah Schmelzel.
Well, all these players in position, Ali, they've just got to hit about 200 and get it down there to where they can wedge it in.
Low hunting ball flight. Good camera work there down the right side. That'll be a nice angle.
Now Lydia Ko.
Similar thing for Lydia. She's taking a little more the tiger line. She is going down the left-hand side. Tail breeze behind them. Gives herself not as much room for this wedge in.
We'll have a very tidy little angle to that left flag.
Tardy now just getting it down to where she can put herself in a great position, but and she's done that. And how much is she just going to love this walk down 18?
And she can let herself probably dream, imagine, maybe take it in as much as you try and push it out when you're a player going down the final hole. She's got 5 shots up her sleeve.
I think Sandy's right. I think it would only be right around now that she would be thinking, I've got this in the bag, because we all know that there can be 2-3 shot swings on any given hole at any time, and now she knows. She knows that the title is in the bag.
It hasn't been a career that's all gone her way. She is a winner on the Epsom Tour, but one year she missed her LPGA card by $343. That was during 2020. Normally it would get her through to final stage of Q School. There was no Q School, so she's had her fair share of heartbreak, but that is what she's just steps away from. The title here at Blue Bay.
And it's amazing how sometimes you get in the zone like this, in this flow state, where everything is just seemingly happening so easily, and it happens so rarely and so sporadically during your career. You wonder why it doesn't happen all the time. And we watch her. We watch this performance and think, why don't you do this every single week? She is so impressive. And hopefully she can take a lot from this and roll with it, because the talent level is right up there with the best in the world.
And I do wonder if the confidence level, you know, matches the ability. The ability is there when the two come together, like they seem to have this week. It's a pretty amazing mix.
Well, plenty of decisions here to make, because of course these shots are all important. How she would love to finish out with a birdie here on 18. The problem they've got, it's not the number going in, because she's spot on 105. It's the very strong tail breeze directly behind her. And just trying to get the control that she wants.
I've seen a lot of balls take a really big first bounce when it hits on the putting surface. Need to create a bit of spin on this.
It is high in the air. The line looks good, as long as it doesn't hit that down slope. Well done, good shot.
So you're saying there's a chance down the last, Sarah Schmelzel. Well done. Trying to boost herself up out of that tie at minus 14 and get second place outright, which will be behind one of her good friends. But first, it's Lydia Ko.
Yeah, Lydia just taking the direct line there with her second shot. Directly in front. And she is going to be spot on 100 yards. Tail breeze. Just bringing that in lower.
Oh, beautifully played. Well executed. Both Schmelzel and Ko creating a lot of spin downwind.
Now Tardy just has to get this on the green. Don't worry, she'll still be taking some deep breaths. Been so impressive also from 100 yards, and that's just going to be thereabouts. All she needs to do.
It really has been world class today from that young woman. You can see the emotions are starting to sink in for Bailey Tardy. She's fighting back the tears right now. Dare say a lot of that's going to come flooding out. She rolls her final putt in today.
Ladies and gentlemen, also from the United States of America, winner of the 2021 Cooper Rock Championship Epsom Tour. Bailey Tardy.
And I love seeing this too, Ali, because she's been very stoic all day long, which is great. You need to be that way on the golf course. You can't be too much of an emotional roller coaster. But now that she knows she's got it in the bag, I love seeing that emotion come pouring out. I just think it's incredible that she's got this putt for an equal course record in the final group under the most intense pressure.
We talked about her start, you know, those 7 straight pars where both of her playing partners were having to overcome drop shots. They were having to fight their own kind of internal battles. She just stayed in her own lane, and eventually her own talent got in the way. Saw a little chat, I think that was Lydia Ko saying, I'm going to go first. She is class. Lydia Ko always has been. The only thing that matches her golf game is her humanity.
She's an extraordinary player, is Lydia Ko. As I said before, never changes. She's always just leads relaxed, lay back, you know, underneath. She's a fierce competitor. But if it's not happening, you'd never know it. It's always a pleasure to walk around and follow her. Be nice for her to finish with a birdie. Just to go to -13.
LPGA Hall of Fame's going to have to wait, but it was good back nine nonetheless for Lydia Ko. 3 birdies in the last 6 holes.
Okay, don't worry.
And that gets her into a share of 4th place alongside her friend in Minjee Lee and Savannah Grewal.
And Sarah Schmelzel will go ahead and putt first. And this is a very, very meaningful putt as well. Difference between equal second and outright second is a lot of points. And it means a lot come the end of the season. Coming off a tied 8th last week in Singapore, Sarah Schmelzel. This will be a 10th career top 10. Still looking for that first victory, but if she plays anything like the last 2 weeks, it's not far away.
Oh, and she dug deep to do it as well. The up and down at 17, the birdie down the last. She's got outright second place, all on her own. Sarah Schmelzel. The win will come. But now all eyes turn to Bailey Tardy. This for the birdie, this for the win. She's got a few putts for it. It's not going to be a course record matching 64. But it's been a scintillating watch out there today. Bailey's breakthrough at Blue Bay. It's all going to hit her now. It's a record margin. It's a record number. A round of 65. And she wins here at John Lake at 19 under par. On the other side of the world from all her friends and family, her dreams come true.